Curves. Hello again. Welcome to the Back to Larger Curves. Today it's Thursday. What is this? The first week, second week of February? Valentine's Day is coming, you guys. And today we are getting ready to talk about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. It's going to be a talk about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. A talk about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Okay. The Mary of it all. Okay. People might say I'm obsessed with Mary Cosby. Mary M. Cosby is fascinating to me. Okay. Thanks for tuning in to Larger Curves today. I hope you're smashing buttons on the way in, man. Smashing buttons, okay? Because if you smash that like button and smash the subscribe button, it really helps me out. Helps me grow this beautiful curvy community that we have going on over here at LRGA Curves. Okay, I had a Red Bull. So what? I had it. Stephen Crisco's in the house. What a surprise! Woo! Stephen Crisco's in the house. That's what's up, people. Stephen Crisco's what's up, people. Stephen Crisco's out here in these YouTube streets with me today. I appreciate that. OMG, what's good? I appreciate you for stopping in today to Larger Curves. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I made that. I've been wrapping stones lately. This is Priya Night with black tourmaline and some epidote. And it helps guard against radiation, EMFs, bad energy. It helps with your muscle aches and pains, and I tweak my knee. But it also helps me, like, the frequency of the stone is like, oh, it's like a Red Bull. Even though I already did have a Red Bull, this is also like a Red Bull. It really makes you get focused and clear and helps you get things done in a timely manner. I don't know. It matches my frequency that way. Oh, you know what? My shirt. Look, can you see it? I'm not a parking ticket. I don't need your validation. Shirts are available on my website, LRGA Curves, as seen on Up and Adam. Shout out to Up and Adam. I hope he makes his version of the shirts too, because he did mention that. And I did mention that I was going to make some shirts too. So I waited like it's been about a month since since Mary Cosby's daddy said this on that show. And I was like, let me see. I haven't seen it yet. So I had to totally make my own freaking shirt. Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate that support. So you know what? Today, as always, me and my homage to Mary M. Cosby, what am I doing? I'm over here talking about Mary Cosby today. The Mary of it all on our Real Housewives of Salt Lake City talk live today, okay? Because in the episode this week, it was confirmed again. I've been having lots of validation and confirmation on the things that I've been thinking. So it's allowing me to see that my intuition is a guiding force to be reckoned with within my own spirit, to give me the confidence and the freaking nerve that I have to just like live in my full emboldened self, because I know what I know. But I'm not willing to learn, but I definitely know what I know. And I know that these bitches over here was coming for Mary Cosby a lot this season in a very uncomfortable way as another Black lady, seeing her get treated like that by all these ladies. Like I told you before, I used to think, I was like, is it possible that, like, people gather around that aren't melanated and plot on ways to like take down other people? And these bitches do it around fires and fondue and around the freaking poolside and on the front porch, and if they're getting massages after they get out of ATVs, when they're sitting on the mountaintop after getting off of horses, when they freaking just got yelled and cussed out and almost fought by Jen Shawshank. They like are always just like, Mary is a problem. So she did seem so calm. Yeah, right. She did. It was so weird. Like whenever they come at her, I'm noticing how calm she seems. So it's like really off-putting. It's jarring almost to have a woman who just almost beat Lisa Barlow's ass turn around and tell Lisa Barlow that Mary Cosby is aggressive and violent. Gaslight much? Huh. No wonder these bitches is dizzy. Okay? Prosperity Thick Girl 40's in the house. Ooh wee! That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Thank you for just stopping by. I appreciate it. Thank you for just stopping by. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, Prosperity Thick Girl 40. And you guys should check Prosperity Thick Girl 40 out on her Instagram. She can make you some beautiful cups. Got to put this under my knee, you guys. I don't think it's bent enough. It's too bent backwards there. Put it like, oh, that feels better. Okay. Oh, yay! Susan is back. That's right. Susan was nice enough to freaking join me during my previous live on the Below Deck reunion. Awesome. And everybody's saying their hellos. Steven says hello. Prosperity Thick Girl 40. Susan says hi, Steven. Yeah, I love our YouTube family. Like, this YouTube Streets family is an awesome thing to be a part of, isn't it? It's kind of like pen pals virtually, but it's like a live chat room for things you like. I don't know. It's like a lot of different things out here. And Stephen Crisco says, Susan Dawson, hello. I appreciate all you guys stopping in today. Thanks for tuning in to LRGA Curves. I hope you smash the buttons on the way in or on the way out. But if you do it on the way in, it might help the algorithm tell some other people to come in, and then we can get some other people in here, and then we can talk about all of this, and it could really help the algorithm and all that. And if you aren't subscribed, get subscribed, because I'm trying to reach goals over here, and I want you to be a part of that because you already are. Thank you. Okay. So today in the Mary of it all, I don't want to remove it. I want to put it back. There we go. We're going to start off over here. I'm going to start rolling this tape. Yeah. Thanks, Largen. No worries. Susan Dawson said, hi, Prosperity. Stephen Crisco says, yes, it's like chatting with friends, right? Prosperity says, hey, Stephen, I love it. See? And we all know each other from these YouTube streets, and I love it. I love it. I love it. So this episode started off with these ladies doing what they do, which is talking about Mary Cosby. Because face it, people, do these people have freaking storylines besides Mary? No. They all talking about Mary for 20 episodes, y'all. Talking about this black lady trying to take her down, saying that she's aggressive, saying that she's violent, saying that she's rude, saying that she's this, saying that she's everything that they are on a show where that's expected, obviously, because they that. But then they get mad when she says that Heather looks like an inbred. At least she said with her little old self this time, instead of her fluffy, chubby self this time, because last time everybody was like, she's body shaming Heather. She called her fluffy and chubby. Well, as a fluffy, chubby person, that's the least of a fluffy, chubby person's worries, okay? So this time she was like with her little self. She doesn't even know she looked inbred. That was like, at least she said it to herself. At least she said it to herself, okay? Oh, cool. I had went to this orientation for this job earlier, and it looks like they want to do another step to the interview. That could be excellent. So, okay. But look at this right here. I'm going to make this big for us, and we're going to go back for just a second. Because what I was talking about with these ladies freaking not being able to keep Mary out of their mouth. First, they're in this room and they're talking about Mary. The episode starts off with them screaming about Mary and Meredith's relationship. And Jen in her confessional with her beads that I've been seeing come up on my freaking Instagram page for $50 is saying she needs to get her popcorn. And then here comes Lisa Barlow with one of her 8 faces. We'll call it number 6. It said lying, saying that Meredith and Mary were attacking her, that Mary was attacking her at the place. And Mary didn't really attack her. Mary just gave her what she came for. You know what I'm saying? So don't come to Mary unless you're ready for what you came for. Okay. And I agree with Mary's statement about this, where she said that Heather has the snobbiness of a true Mormon. Heather gives off pure superiority vibes, people. And she has used that word to describe herself. She said she was taught to feel superior to other people, including her own siblings who were not practicing the Mormon faith. Remember that episode. So then here they are all sitting around in bed this time, talking about taking down Mary specifically because Lisa is mad at Meredith, and the other ladies are mad that Meredith and Mary are friends because Mary doesn't deserve a friend. Because I don't know why. Here's Jen saying Meredith and Mary have been hurtful to me. They've been hurtful to her. And this one, and this one, and this one. Let me take this banner off. Hide so we could see what it says. Hide. Okay. And then Jen is saying, you're a good effing friend, Lisa. Eight-faced Barlow, who never cries, people. She's always leaned over like this, pretending to cry, and she never cries. Can I get a tear out of a bitch if she's going to cry 6 times in an episode? Can I see one wet Kleenex? I'm sorry. I'm not even trying to be mean, but if you're going to try to have me feel bad for you, I need to see that it's real emotion and that you're not just faking it for the cameras. Oh, look, Jen can do it too. Meredith and Mary have been so mean to everybody. Oh, this one and that one. And then she always sticks up for her. Meredith always sticks up for her no matter what she does to us. She tried to, oh my God, what did Mary do? She's so evil. And you see how fast Lisa stopped crying? She was just bent over crying, you guys. And then she stands up straight with no tear stains or nothing. Not one of these ladies. It's all gaslighting, you guys. It's all gaslighting because not one of these ladies is speaking the truth. They're all projecting exactly what they're doing onto Mary, who, as Stephen Crisco said earlier, Mary seemed rather calm the entire trip. Okay. And then because Mary's not in there, look at this evil venom, you guys. Look at this bitch get up. She's like, where is Mary Cosby? Where is Mary Cosby? And literally runs through the house screaming, where's Mary Cosby? Where's effing Mary Cosby? Where is she? She needs to marry. She was like really going in, you guys. I was like, this is not acceptable. It's triggering. That's what I'm saying, you guys. It's triggering. Seeing this white bitch go down the freaking halls of the thing, yelling for Mary in a completely drunk state, which Mary has asked numerous times, don't come to me when you're drunk because I don't drink and I don't receive drunk talk well because it wastes my time because you're not going to remember what the hell you said and I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But she didn't use all those swear words, people. Anyway, freaking here comes drunk ass Whitney, one of the Aryan cousins. That's what I call her and Heather, the way they sit around and talk about Mary's ass so much. I mean, if you really got a new freaking skin line that needs marketing, you might have wanted to talk about that for 20 episodes instead of Mary's black church having ass. And as far as Heather goes, we ain't seen shit about your lab except for that it got pulled up on by 16 letters in the first freaking episode of the thing. That's all we seen about your storyline until this last episode in the finale. We get to it later. We saw one other thing from Heather. And then freaking Jen and saw Shawshank Redemption and her 16 letters of the alphabet situation. She's putting all the focus that should be on Jen, laser like this with 16 letters of the alphabet, coming, pulling up to your friend's job in search of your whatever scheming ass thing, and you're going to direct it all to Mary Cosby. People, are you seeing what I'm seeing? Or is the gas getting to you? The gas has got to me with this whole entire situation, as it's gotten to my dear Mary Cosby over here, because she's saying right here in this thing, she said, I'm done with you and I'm done with your cousin. And like I said, as I like to call them, the Aryan cousins, okay? She's done with the Aryan cousins, okay? And she can do what she wants. She doesn't have to listen to you. Don't walk up on me, Whitney. You saw 16 letters of the alphabet came for your friend fucking with me last year, okay? And everything that you be saying happening to people that come up on me, messing with me, you might want to cool your jets, Whitney. Okay, you might. But no, Whitney is that kind of hoe that be like throwing stones, drunk or not drunk. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Whitney's daddy is known to have taken drugs, and she be acting like she's been in on the conversations with him at his peak high with the conspiracy she come up for Mary to be a part of. I mean, she's like, do you think that Mary went up to space and pointed the laser down at the place because she has a church and Cameron was at the, I mean, these stories are so freaking concocted, people. They're so concocted that, I mean, how are you even like letting them come out of your mouth repeatedly? It's almost slander. It's almost a form of defamation. And I can see why our girl Mary Cosby is not wanting to have any parts of it. Okay, let's get some of these comments. Okay, let me see. Oh, look. What'd she say? That's amazing news, LRGA Curves. Yep. I hope I do too. Thank you so much. All because Whitney is no good at her detective work, right? Yeah, she's no good at it. Let me put me up here big. Yeah, okay, there we go. So all because Whitney is no good at detective work, right? So she sits around after she eats brownies or whatever it is she's doing over there, coming up with these how far-fetched stories and stuff. If she's coming, the stories that Whitney comes up with to make Mary part of some bullshit and to try to make Meredith believe that everybody but her and Whitney were the ones pontificating on whether or not her daddy was really dead on the day he was dead is look, can we I can't. Mary's done. And I see why. Yes. All because she wants to attack someone else because she doesn't want to talk about where her daddy might be. Okay. And I feel bad for that situation. But look, all Mary tried to do was give your dad a place to come into a church because you was crying that the Mormons wouldn't let him in that church over there. And Mary was nice enough to let you and your daddy come up in his church. And he supposedly did really well after that. And now that you haven't seen your daddy in a while, it's Mary's fault or something. Why are you taking all this aggression out on Mary? I don't understand. And Stephen Crisco says, I figure must be trying to distract her from her own shit show. Exactly, right? And then Stephen says she looked psycho, screaming for Mary. She looked like a complete and utter lunatic. I mean, it must have been a full moon the way that was acting like a lunatic, okay? That was really, it was scary. It was aggressive. For them to have just got finished calling Mary aggressive, cruel, and violent, the way she was stormed through that house, that energy wasn't, oh, let's play, Mary. It was like she might have wanted to have a tiki torch in her hand, storming through the house like that, looking for the only Black woman on set. Susan Dawson said, Heather and Whitney are thicker than thieves. They are thicker than thieves. And on the fact that neither one of them have a storyline, so they both are deciding collectively to focus on Mary, and when they were unable to alienate her so that they could try to take her down at the ankles, because the only reason that we even watched the show, if we had to watch Heather and Whitney and Lisa and Meredith without Mary and Jen, would you guys be watching, honestly? Oh, waited long enough. The answer is no. Whitney is not interesting. Blonde hair and blue eyes isn't enough these days, people. You need to be interesting. Heather is barely interesting. I liked her better last season when she was a little chubbier and had a little, like, I don't know. She seems like a really total mean girl. She seems like she seemed like she was waiting to be included in the Heathers group. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever seen the movie Heather? Go check it out from the 80s, the Heathers. Okay. All mean girls. She is evil. Oh, look, one who cares is in the house. No way. That's right. Thanks for popping into LRGA Curves today, One Who Cares. I appreciate you for taking your time to pop in here. Thank you so much. We're talking about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, the Mary of it all. Okay. Stephen Crisco says, I'm sure that it was a difficult situation for Mary because they were all drinking and she's the only sober one. Have you ever been designated driver, people? Not what was that show? Designated Survivor. Not Designated Survivor, Designated Driver. Have you ever been the only sober person in a room full of drunk or something inebriated people? Have you? It's fun to a point. And then you're like, oh, that's why I don't do that. Oh, yeah. Don't want to ever look like that. Ooh. Yeah, don't want that to happen. You know what I'm saying? That's what usually happens when you're the only sober person around a room full of inebriated people. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Steven says, hello, one who cares. One who cares said, Whitney is a true Becky in the worst way, right? She tried and tried and tried to gaslight the situation. And I mean, the ultra uber focus, obsessed laserness of which she attempts to degrade and just anything to get us to like hate Mary Cosby. Anything. I mean, she even called Cameron on her own. And you saw Lisa Barlow's panties were in a bunch about that because Cameron was supposed to be her person to go get and drop the bombs on. Or was she? Because in my theory, Lisa Barlow is the eight-faced puppet master of it all. Okay? Elaine Strang is in the house. No freaking way. No way. OMG. I was having such a nice dialogue this week. People, welcome Elaine Strang to the freaking chat, you guys. I was having such a nice dialogue with Elaine Strang earlier this week after I made an appearance on another freaking YouTube thing in these YouTube streets. I was over on Sherelle's World, and everybody on the panel was against me. But I held my ground because I believe that there are no stupid questions, okay? That's the teacher in me. There are no stupid questions. And my daddy always used to tell me, question everything, baby, question everything. You know what I'm saying? So I grew up in the land of, I need to know more than what you're telling me. And I need to know at least another reference to what I'm reading in order for me to make like a total, like, okay, well, I might be thinking this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's how I am. So like, I need to have like an established like pattern and established like repertoire of something to go back to in order for me to be like, you know what, that she's a bitch. I need at least 5 different patterned events or something. It's not always 5. I'm just saying in general, I like questions. So I was on this panel on Sherelle's World. Shout out to Sherelle's World. Love it over there. And we were talking about something. It had to do with Mary Cosby of all things. And I am all Mary. And something anyway came up, whatever. Anyway, I was like, dodging bullets over there. Okay. But so Elaine Strang came through the comments and was so generous. I totally appreciate that, letting me know that, you know, I was the only thought-provoking person who likes to inquire and ask a question or two. So shout out to Elaine Strang. Oh, and that was from the UK people across the pond, right? Stephen Crisco says, Whitney is such a bad detective, isn't she? Yes, the brownies of it all, Stephen. The brownies. And it's either brownies or gummies or granola. I'm in California. They even have granola, okay? And I did used to go traipse around Berkeley, California from time to time, land of granola and Birkenstocks. Oh, wow. I didn't know about her dad in Mary's church. Yeah. So last season, her dad was her storyline. Her dad and her and her husband met the way that they met for Whitney, we're talking about. And that her dad was not allowed in the Mormon church. And she thought that that would really help him if he could have some kind of like faith something. And so Mary was like, yeah, you both can come to my church. Because I don't think that Whitney's allowed at the church either, since she was screwing her boss and had a baby out of wedlock with the guy she was cheating on or whatever. You know, I don't know. Anyway, we'd have to go back. Elaine says Mary's actually only 5 feet tall. Yeah, she's tiny like Dolly Parton. Elaine Strang, hello from Stephen Crisco. Susan Dawson says, I wonder when Mary's husband's skeletons will come out. I feel like something being hid. Yeah, you know what? Now, Robert, if anything in all of this, with everybody always talking about Mary this, Mary that, Robert's what, 20-something years her senior. He was around the whole situation business-wise or whatever other first anyway. She was like a young teenager when he was around and married to mama or whatever. So, hey, In my eyes, I would like to see more of those skeletons also, so I could be even further in my thinking that Mary isn't as bad as they're making her out to be. Tell me the Shawshank came to Mary's church. Yes. What was that about? Well, it's in the reel. We're gonna get to that one. Who cares? Hi, Steve. Me too, Susan Stawson. That's going to kill her, right? I wonder when Whitney's husband skeletons. Yeah, that's going to come out and it's going to be hurtful. At Susan Dawson, Whitney spent all their money and he probably feels pressured to make more. Bad for a marriage. Well, hey, my theory, I have a theory, I have a working theory, and it's only an opinion and it's all an alleged that perhaps she is saying that she is launching all the business using all their entire savings because wasn't that business that he's in that was on his shirt? Speaking of which, I got these shirts made. I'm not a parking ticket. I don't need your validation. Shirts are available on my website. Shout out to Mary Cosby's daddy who said it in his interview on Up and Adam. So where was I? Oh, here we are. Susan spent, yeah. So she spent all that money. So I'm thinking that maybe they're just saying and making it appear like, see, look, I'm doing one of her freaking concocted stories now. And all I had was Red Bull and my freaking Paramite freaking black tourmaline. Okay. She freaking said, what if she was just doing that to kind of make it seem like there's no money? So that if they get sued, because it's supposedly a Ponzi scheme, what was on his shirt, allegedly, the business that he's involved in is some kind of multi-level marketing where only the top people are making it. And the other people are just, legs under the machine, not making, just chugging along, not making anything, losing money, allegedly. That's what happened. So in my opinion, allegedly, maybe that was all just maybe it was just for TV. Maybe the only reason that that Whitney did that was so we could get thrown off the trail when the authorities come looking. They'll be like, oh yeah, remember Bob? She said that they spent all the money during the rebrand. That's why there's no money left for the people that are suing him. Could be. If you had a Whitney brownie, that could be a marketable thing. We could call them Whitney brownies and Whitney gummies. And you want to just sit around and come up with hella stories, have this Whitney brownie. No, I'm sorry. Let's keep going. Okay. Like there's more comments. Wait, me too. Susan Dawson, that's going to kill her. We saw that one. Okay. And then we see exactly, that's what I tell my students, right? We must have another chat. Yes. Very soon, Elaine. I really liked it a lot. Dark Magician is in the house. I don't know how. No way. That is so cool. I'm honored. I don't know how to add your thingamajigget to my stream. I'm here all by myself. I don't know. I don't even know how to make it so that you guys should go support TCZ commentary up here in these YouTube streets. Support TCZ commentary up here in these YouTube streets. The Dark Magician, Jamal and Debbie have it handled over there. They give us great reviews, commentary, and thoughtful conversations over there. I appreciate you stopping in today, Jamal. All hearts. All right. Okay, look, and Stephen Crisco was on it. Hello. Dark Magician says, I wonder why Whitney's husband wasn't investigated season 1. Maybe they didn't have enough letters of the alphabet to be interested. Dark Magician said, Stephen Crisco. Dark Magician said, Whitney's husband is the CEO of a multi-level marketing. Yes, and that's not a Ponzi scheme. It's multi-level marketing. Susan Dawson says, hi, Jamal. Stephen Crisco says, I did notice that at the rebranding event, everything had the old brand name on it. Yeah. If you spend millions of dollars and you on TV, you need to have 5 things in the room with the new name on it. How about that? Dark Magician says, hi, Susan Dawson. Dark Magician, give me some love. That's right. I love it. And then Stephen Crisco says, if you secretly want to be a mystery writer, Whitney's Wonder Snacks. Oh, that's some funny shit, Stephen. Whitney's Wonder Snacks. Oh my God. Look, I cried more from laughing than freaking Lisa Barlow from Real Tears and Torment, you guys. Make that make sense. Shout out to Make It Make Sense out here in these YouTube streets. Okay, so let's get back to this real fast. Okay, so then we have, okay, so Mary is telling these ladies, they're all hounding her. They just sat in the room and conspired against her further and projected all of their evilness onto her in such a way that Whitney was like so riled up. She was like, oh, let's go get her. And Mary is like, look, I'm done. I'm not dealing with you and your cousin. And this is like something that's going to have to be not even talked about because I'm not giving you any time because I don't understand what you're talking about. You're drunk. You are drunk, Whitney. And it still doesn't negate, it doesn't excuse, in my opinion, your aggressive behavior towards the good first lady of the church, Mary Ann Cosby. Drunk or not, that was uncalled for and overly aggressive, bitch. Okay? So Mary politely says she's done. She said this was her last attempt and she's done because, of course, now that they've bullied her, and she's having a reaction that she doesn't want to engage anymore. They always call that rude, you guys. I want you, hey, real fast. I want you to know if you are watching this, know that if you're ever bullied and then somebody doesn't want you to have feelings or response or emotion, or they somehow want you to censor your true entitled to feelings as a sovereign being, a sentient sovereign being in this beautiful universe. I want you to know from me that you have a right to feel that way. All right? You can feel that way. It's no problem in it. But these bully bitches, literally the entire trip to Zion, literally, you guys can go back and watch it. You can even just watch the clips that I have on here of it. There is not an episode that went by this season in Real Housewives of Salt Lake City that these bitches did not sit around and conspire against Mary Cosby. And then by default, Meredith, because Meredith was not alienating Mary Cosby the way they wanted her to. That was very triggering for me. That was very triggering for me. Okay. Because I like there. Oh, let me put it this way. There. I like the way I feel when I'm entertained. I don't like the way I feel when I see obvious bullying and torment of a lady who's as fabulous. Mary's as fabulous as they come, people. In my humble opinion, on any other franchise, a woman with Mary's freaking wardrobe would be praised. They would be like, oh my God, look at her Dorit fashion. Oh my God, she has so many Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Gucci labels like Dorit Kimsley. Oh my God. Look at her closet. All she needs is her closet redone because look at all these labels and purses and fabulous things that she has. But for some reason, because it's Mary Cosby, and because her closet hasn't gotten reorganized yet, which, hey, Toya from Real House, from Married to Medicine, she had that 3-story closet and then had to sell a freaking house. So maybe she might just want to leave her clothes the way they are and just have fabulous freaking designer label clothes. On any other franchise, it is praised to have that many designer objects in one place. But now that Mary did it, I'm so confused. Why is it such a problem? Why was Mary being in her closet such a problem? She knew it was safe there, people. That's why that bitch was in her closet last season. I'm sorry, Mary. I didn't mean to call you a bitch, baby. But That's why she was in her closet last season. Because she knew that once she came out, these bitches was checking for her. And I did mean to call you guys bitches. I did mean to do that. Okay. I can't. They need to help me. Why is it like this? Why is Mary's closet such an issue when on all the franchises across time, acquiring and the obtaining, acquiring and having of designer objects, whether vintage or in current season, couture or not, if they engage in a label and cost over $5 as a good thing, why is it a problem for Mary's closet full of her stuff? Why? Why y'all hating on Mary? Because the Mary of it all? She's that spectacular that you have to find something to try to hate her about. So you're going to, the same thing you praise all the other ones for, she's going to get the hate for. You guys need to check yourselves. Okay. Because I see you all here on these YouTube streets talking about Mary's Closet. Mary's Closet is just needs somebody to come. And then she got that little girl to come in here and try to redo her closet. And she even told the girl she could take some stuff if she wanted to. I'd like to see the progress on that, speaking of which. But we won't get to because these bully bitches ran Mary off. And she just said it in this episode. She is done. This was her last attempt at communication with these Beckys and Karens. This was her. It's too tiresome. You shouldn't have to work this hard to have a conversation with somebody who's supposed to be equally yoked. It's not supposed to be this hard to move on in a conversation for you to stop bringing up some rumor mill shit when we could be sitting here talking about 16 letters of the alphabet. It's not that hard. So I can understand why Mary would feel put upon by these ladies to the point where she just told them, I'm going to show you again. I'm going to show you again. She said, it's hurtful. And then Heather comes with her gaslight and says, well, how are we doing it? What do you mean? What do you mean? And Mary said, this is my last attempt. And then they tell Mary, the gaslight is so thick. They tell Mary that her telling them she's done with being bullied by them, they're hurt that she's not going to allow them to abuse her anymore. And then this is Whitney's face playing dumb, literally said, what's happening now when Mary walked away from her again? And then we have Heather, the other Aryan cousin, coming through. Mary already left because you bullied her out of the room. You left the fireplace, you left the swim pool, you left the bed, you just gathered and you bullied her at the kitchen counter. And now she left the environment of being in a negative, toxic environment where you're talking to drunk hoes who you know don't have your best interest at heart. And here comes Heather telling Meredith, trying to get Meredith off of Mary's team by saying, well, you'd be safer if you weren't with Mary because I just really didn't even want to come for your friend Mary this time. And because, we've overlooked so much that Mary's done. We overlook her church. We overlook her closet. We overlook her. What? You overlooked Whitney sleeping outside her marriage. You overlooked Whitney sleeping outside her marriage. You overlooked Heather getting dumped and not talking to her blood relatives for 5 years. You overlooked 16 letters of the alphabet coming for Jen. You overlooked freaking Jenny Wynn wanting to be a sister wife. You overlooked freaking Lisa Barlow and her 8 faces. The first episode of the season started with Lisa Barlow getting confronted by Whitney for lying on her ass in public in their town, in the streets of the freaking Salt Lake City. But you willing to overlook all that. But because Mary M. Cosby has a church that people talk about, and because she has a closet that's full of designer shit that you usually praise, but because she has all of that going on, for some reason, she's a problem. And then here there is the next morning, you guys, it wasn't done. It wasn't done. The Mary of it all wasn't even done. They chase Mary out of the room. And then the next morning, they start some more shit talking about Mary's feet hasn't been held to the fire. She just told you she was done with you, bitch. Why are you still trying to fire her feet? Why her feet still need some fire? She just told you she's done with you. I don't understand it. But The Aryan cousins understand it fine because they're sitting here talking to anybody who will listen about Mary some more. I swear they don't have a storyline. Right in this scene, Heather could be talking about something at the beauty lab. She could be talking about how beauty lab. Right here in this scene, Lisa Barlow could be talking about Vita tequila or whatever that tequila is that she has. But every opportunity these ladies get, they talking about Mary. But Mary is not a parking ticket, and she doesn't need their validation. These shirts are available on my website. Links in the description, it should be. Yeah, Mary doesn't need the freaking validation, and that's what they're mad about. But for some reason, they need Mary's validation. Now, remember, we're going to move on here. So it was so funny to me in the last episode about how Mary checked Lisa Eight-Face Barlow. She told her, oh, you're a fake person. You eat Taco Bell. You feed your kids fast food. Like that's all you ingest. And everybody knows you are what you eat. So when Mary is saying that you're fake because you eat fake shit, it's a valid freaking put together, right? Right? You are what you eat, people. Everybody knows it. It doesn't matter if you Lisa Barlow and supposedly are the richest bitch in the room. If you eat Taco Bell and freaking McDonald's every day, it's not good for anybody who does it, no matter if you're rich or not. And Mary was correct. You are fake if you're ingesting fake shit, Lisa. And Lisa was like, oh, don't talk about my diet. I'm great. I'm a fabulous human. I'm fabulous. So they leave Zion. Mary did not leave with those bitches, though. She left in her own car. She's like, and she tried to save Meredith. She's like, now, Meredith, you can come with me. You're too pretty for the Sprinter van. And she's like, no, every time I don't come, these bitches make up some more stories. So then we went to Seth and Meredith had a cute little exchange where it just makes you kind of question their relationship even more because they don't even really look like they're like, I mean, when I look at my husband, my nose still sweats to this day because I want, his lips on mine. I want his energy with me, and we've been at it since 1996. Okay. So I still get a full-on reaction from him and he gets a full-on reaction from me, and people can see us in a room separated for the first time and be like, oh yeah, you guys are together because we give that vibe like we're that's me and this is him. You know what I'm saying? When I see Meredith and Seth, unfortunately, I'm not getting that vibe. And then we had the so that's when she said she was done. And then sorry. Oh yeah, there it was. Sorry. So then so here we have that. See, are they giving you any kind of like I want to any kind of sexy vibes? Like not really. And then we have the second time that something about Heather's life is in the whole 20 episodes later, or however many episodes it is, people. This is the second time that we've seen into the life of Heather. And let's pause here real fast, because to me, why don't you leave a comment? What do you guys even think a storyline is? Am I crazy to say that these ladies don't have a storyline? Okay, because to me, a storyline is like when you are telling the story of your life. Your story of your life is your storyline to me. And I think I've seen that demonstrated in times of yore in the initial beginnings of these Real Housewives franchises that had us so enthralled with the luxury and lifestyle of it all. You know what I mean? And now their storylines are taking down each other because obviously they only in the habit of hiring cons and frauds these days over in Bravo. Did you notice that? Maybe that has something to do with why these storylines have less to do with the story of the individual's life and more to do with the story of their co-stars, is because if you dig too far into their life, they might say some shit that they wasn't supposed to say, and another letter of the alphabet might come to their house too. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's why. But as far as the vetting for a lot of the happenings in the Bravo streets these days, that might be the most logical explanation. Is the reason they don't talk about their life is that you'll find out about their life. Huh? So why not just talk about Mary Cosby and a church where there's like 120 different versions of a story you can get about a woman? Instead of talk about Lisa Barlow, where is she? Instead of talk about Lisa Barlow, who can limit her circle in a way where there's not 100 different versions of a story you can get about her, because she doesn't have a congregation of a church where people may or may not have a feeling about some shit that they've gone through. You know what I'm saying? And this is not to negate anybody's experience. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that everybody has an experience that's rooted in their own feelings of life, right? So like how somebody might say, oh, you park like a so-and-so that's not of their race. And somebody be like, oh, that's racist. But there's somebody else that just flies out of their mouth. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't wrong to the person that's mouth it flew out of, but it was wrong to the person that doesn't usually say it. So you understand what I'm saying? So it's all like a perception thing. And I'm willing to admit that. But these ladies need more of a storyline than Mary M. Cosby and then Meredith being Mary Cosby's friend. So if they get a season 3, and Mary doesn't come back and Jen's wherever, but I heard Jen was filming and I heard that Mary had said she's not fired and all of that stuff. But I've also heard that I don't know. I would like for her to come back, but this scene just told us, she even said, you guys, she's done. In the finale episode, this was the finale, because next time I think, was this the finale? No, they didn't do the words next to each person's head afterwards. So that wasn't the finale. So we probably get another episode or something. I think the next episode, when Jenny Wynn is trying to physically assault Mary by hurling that glass at her, when she knows her history of hurling stuff and breaking people's ribs and shit. She already knows that she has a history of being dangerous to people doing that, because she had to go to freaking anger management when she broke her husband's rib throwing stuff at him. So she already knows she got a problem. So why she threw that at Mary when she knows that she has a propensity to cause harm means that she did it with intention to cause harm. Or that she has low impulse control. Who knows? Let's keep it rolling. But I think everybody needs a storyline was the moral of that little break in this freaking film. Then we're going to come back. We're going to play it. Because then the next thing we had was Jen at her lawyers talking about, well, we have to go to trial, because if I don't go to trial, then it's not going to be stopped. He said, we're guilty and taking a plea, right? And he said, that's the only way to stop, is if you go to trial. So that was interesting. So remember, I told you Mary said that Lisa was fake. And Lisa said, I don't care what Mary thinks about me. That bitch went home and bought a grill. She said she ain't never cooked. In the other episode, she said she has never cooked. She was proud that she only eats at Taco Bell. She said she has never cooked in her entire life. And then now she's like, who's Mary to say that my diet's bad? I don't care what Mary Cosby thinks. No, you only care what Mary Cosby thinks, Lisa Eight-Face Barlow, sitting there with your gallon of soda. That's not good for you. I don't care how skinny she looks. Her insides must be toe up. So then we have Mary Cosby, who invited Jen Shawshank to the church. That's what this was about. Somebody in our comments was talking about that. And yes, so here we go. It was Mother's Day, you guys. It was Mother's Day, and I personally have been to a Baptist-style church where the mother of the church gets honored on Mother's Day, even though your prospective mothers are in the audience. And I have been to a church where the children of the church, or the juvenile congregation, one of them will be like present the mother of the church with the letter, or you can get up and just say nice things to the mother of the church at the church. So there was, in this episode, they had different people from the church get up and speak life into Mary and say that they're not leaving her and that they love her and that she's awesome and she can dress and all kind of stuff. And Jen is sitting there in awe of the rock star that is Mary while she's in this church atmosphere. So then we have our last scene of the freaking episode is when Meredith invites over the Aryan cousins to get an electric shock treatment. She should have put the things here and maybe got a realignment in their freaking thought process and recalibrated their evil specter. But no, they just worked on their biceps and they got basically shocked in order to like stimulate the muscle so that it contracts. Now, truth be told, I did order that ab one off of freaking Alibaba that time, and I didn't really like the shocks. And I was like, is this good for my heart? I don't know. So I didn't really use mine a lot. Imagine that. But it does really shock you if you ever had one. So at this massage spa day that they set up at Meredith's house, Whitney and Heather are sitting there lying again, this time on eight-faced Lisa Barlow, that she was the one still perpetuating the rumor and theory that Meredith is lying about the day of her father's memorial, you guys. Now, I just rolled the tape on how that bitch Heather was the last one that said, oh, Meredith must have lied. They didn't say in that scene, at least it wasn't edited, that Lisa said anything like that. That was all Aryan cousin Heather that said that. And then the other day, it was Aryan cousin Whitney that alluded to it some more and led that conversation. Okay, so now they're both sitting here with Meredith, telling Meredith that you faked the memorial to turn Jen into the FBI, and Lisa's the one that's saying it. You guys, these are some treacherous Karens and Beckys. These are the treacherous of treachery, you guys. They just spent the whole weekend with Lisa in her room plotting on Mary. They get out of the room plotting on Mary with Lisa to leave there and go to Meredith's house and lie and say that Meredith needs to beware of Lisa because Lisa was the culprit who's saying that she's the liar about the date of the thing. Now, I'm not a parking ticket, and I don't need no validation. But that validated it to me that these are some treacherous, lying Aryan cousins. Man, if they had so much other stuff to talk about. They really could have drilled into Jen Shawshank's letter episode. They could have, like, I don't know, anything. But Mary didn't do nothing to these ladies to warrant this stuff. So that's my episode of the Mary of it all. Let's go back to these comments real fast. Where were we? So okay, here we go. I did notice the rebranding event. There was nothing. If you secretly want, Whitney's Wonder Snacks. Yep. Oh, look. Oh, no. Ablavi was in the house. I missed Ablavi popping in. I don't know if you're still here, but shout out to Ablavi. Thanks for popping in. Everybody saying hello. Ablavi was saying hi to Jamal and Steven said hi to Ablavi. Steven says, I took it to be she's a hoarder tendencies like Lisa Rinna. Yeah, but Lisa's isn't as generous. Right. Yeah, well, Lisa's does overflow to the garage. We haven't seen into Mary's garage to know if her overflow is into a freestanding separate garage where you've already told everybody you ain't even got a locker or an alarm on it. I don't know. Doesn't sound like she's a smart, sharpest knife in the drawer saying that shit on TV. Elaine Strang said Lisa Barlow is especially jealous of Mary. She is. She knows Mary's far wealthier. I've said the same thing, Elaine. And then her and Lisa just can't stand it. And that's why in that episode, she's like, I'm the richest bitch in here. Yeah, in your mind. That's where everything starts, people. In your mind. The mind over matter. So if Lisa keeps on thinking she's the richest person in the room, then eventually she'll be the richest person in the room, right? But in that room, she wasn't. I'm sure Mary has more stuff than her. Because, just in general, as far as property, based off of what they say in these YouTube streets. So allegedly, in my opinion. So Stephen Crisco said, I just thought she had an amazing clothing collection. I did too. I thought it was like a lot of impressive stuff going on. Susan says, hi, Ablavi. How do I get a shirt? Oh, so the shirts are available on my website. You can go to www.lrgacurves.com. I have a website. And then in there, you can click through to the actual store where these and other shirts are available. And some other wares, like there's cups, it's through Teespring. So it's like cups, pillows, towels, totes, masks. And there's all different kinds of stuff in there. But these shirts and some other fun stuff is available. I'll actually go back and I'll make sure I leave the exact link in the description box after all this for you, Stephen Crisco. I appreciate that. Okay. My sister in love thinks the shirt. Oh, no way! You're no way. Awesome. Well, I hope sure. Look, I totally remember her daddy said that in the interview. I'm not a parking ticket. I don't need your validation. And like I said, I was on Up and Adam, and the dad said it in the interview. And then I came up in the chat after and I told him, I was like, great shirt. And he was like, oh, I want to make it. I want to make it. But I haven't seen it yet. And you got to use time is of the essence, people. So I just can't wait to see his version also. There's enough room for all of us. Okay. There's enough room for all of us. Time is of the essence though. Okay. So I will leave a link below. And that was pretty much, look, I did it in an hour. Oh, I talk so fast. That was the Red Bull and my epidote. Okay. So that was the Mary of it all, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City talk live with you today here on the StreamYard, on LRGA Curves, out here in these YouTube streets. We are keeping it classy and sassy, and then we break it down and we sprinkle it with some messy. You know what I'm saying? Messy is like cayenne pepper. You just need to spice it up with some mess, and then you get some classy and sassy, and it keeps it all going nice, right? Susan Dawson says, no way I would let anyone do that to me, especially when all that fighting went on, right? That's what I'm saying. People feel empowered to own your space and your peace of mind and your state of well-being. Peace of mind is an important part of well-being. The reduction of stress is an important part in the overall well-being just in life. You know what I mean? So I think that her choosing to leave, even though I think that's what you're talking about, her choosing to leave, even though other people see it as whatever they see it as, I think that she's in her total right to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, why wouldn't she have protected herself and left that situation? And I was really proud that she didn't go on the sprinter thing with them either. They were just going to wait to get together some more and say some more bullshit. Can you imagine being in a sprinter van full of these bitches for some more time after they just treated you that way all weekend? And it was the funnest that we've ever seen as viewers, So you were really trying to be a girl's girl. You really gave it the good college try to you were really all in. You were dancing, no alcohol. You kicked it all night, no alcohol. You laughed with them. You went on the eight. You know what I mean? You did everything. Mary M. Cosby, completely engaged in every activity as far as she could, considering what had just happened 5 minutes before, considering what had just happened an hour before, considering You know what I mean? So that's just my humble opinion. I appreciate you taking your time today to listen to what LRGA Curves has to say. Am I reviewing New Jersey? I didn't watch it. I watched last week and it kind of got off slow. Should I? That's the question, Prosperity. If the answer is yes, then I will. If the answer is no, then I won't. But I told you how my hashtag boycott Bravo thing, because of the production of certain stereotypes within my own community, is really rubbing me the wrong way with the triggers that it's causing. I wasn't really trying to give them any shine on new things, especially if they don't have any melanin in the cast. So I'd have to check the cast lineup. Hey, baby. Shh. I'd have to check the cast lineup and the kids just got back from the park with their dad. So I'm gonna have to wrap this up. But I was saying, I forgot what I was saying. He's so cute. I don't know if you guys checked out Susan Dawson. I left a link to the actual tiny baking set that we used in that tiny baking shortbread video that you posted, that you commented on. So I went back and I put the link to it. It's not a paid promotion, but it's so much fun. Your grands are gonna love it. Okay, it was so much fun, and it's so their size. That's why they like it, you know. Um, and what else? Oh, the shirt link. I'm gonna put the shirt link to my custom shop in there, and we're gonna be adding my husband's like necklaces and stuff in there. And looks, because I just been crazy on the wrapping lately. So I wrapped this one recently, some good old rose quartz. And actually, you sleep with rose quartz under your pillow and it helps for a good night's sleep. Okay. And so that's why this is here on my bed, my headstand right here. And anything else, people? Yeah. Oh, yes. So Prosperity Thick Girl 40 says that I should definitely be getting at that New Jersey. So I did watch last week's. Okay, so real quick, last week, what do we have? Marge looks great. And I like that our house is almost done. And then we have Jackie Goldschlager and her husband showed up to the pool party, and I like them a lot. I like that as tiny as Jackie is, she doesn't really take it from these ladies. You know, her lawyer like really kicks in on these ladies, and she might look frail, but if you come to her face, she's not backing down. I like that about her. And I like her and Ethan's relationship, or Evan, whatever his name is, whoever looks better than Lewis. Okay, because Lewis is like as red as this freaking thing. There's a condition for when your face is that red, and it's not called tan. Okay. And then we had who else was on here? We had that new lady that's married to a black guy and is the friend of, whose friend was he? He was somebody's friend. They seemed kind of interesting. We'll see how they work out. And then we had Melissa and Joe. I like their rental. I like that they finally shook the spot from that huge mega mansion. I like that they're gonna get a new house. They're one of my fave couples of all time. I feel like I'm Team Gorga in the Teresa against them situation, because Teresa is just too spoiled for me, you guys. Teresa is completely entitled and spoiled, and I'm just not with it. She thinks she can act any way to anybody all the time, and nobody's supposed to do shit but sit there and take it from you because you've been on here since season 1. But why? And you can say whatever you want, but if somebody says it back to you in English, they're wrong. Teresa is my least favorite on that franchise. And her and this Louis guy, red flags, as red as these frame of the glasses going on over there, people. Okay. He's giving me freaking Brooks vibes from Real Housewives of OC. I'm waiting for a fake cancer story to come out on his ass or some shit. Okay. Because he's just giving me real, spidey senses all up and down. And then this whole no prenup, if he was really any kind of man to prove to the naysayers, he would insist on a prenup to prove his love in this situation, and that he isn't a Brooks, okay, in my humble opinion. And then we had who had the nose job? Jennifer. His nose looks horrible. Should have left well enough alone. That's what I'm saying. Plastic surgery is kind of permanent because sometimes they can't fix that shit. I don't know what they're going to get to work with, because she sure did. She gave it that old style Morgan. Remember Morgan Fairchild? Remember Morgan Fairchild, that actress in the 80s? And every time she talked, the tip of her nose would move. And because she had it put like at a certain like little thing, and she would talk and it would go like this. Should have left well enough alone. It kind of looks like she was trying to mimic Teresa's nose when they're standing right by each other, but she went for more of a, I don't know, she should have left well enough alone. Hey, look, you know what? In my humble opinion, you can change what you want to change, but God doesn't make many mistakes. Not many. There's a lot to consider in that statement. So if God didn't even make that mistake in having that upon you, then is it a mistake or is it I don't know. I don't know. You could do, if you don't like your nose, cut your nose off to spite your face. It's your business. I personally am leaving my nose alone. Now, I was thinking I was going to get this sucked out one day, but what if they go too far? And I don't know. I don't know, people. Anyway, that's too much. Anyway, let's get back at this. Oh, can you show your glasses one time? These? And these are my Betsy Johnson. They came in a 3-pack. Oh, my glasses. Of course. Look, Prosperity. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, okay, yeah. Let me get the glass. Oh, my knee's tweaked. My leg was up this whole time. Here, I gotta keep my leg straight, you guys. I tweaked my knee. Here I come. Oh, shit. Oh, you guys, it hurts. That hurt. Okay. 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 Put this under my. Oh my God. I tweaked my knee, you guys. Gotta go to the doctor about it tomorrow because today is day 2. And it doesn't feel like day because I usually I'm one of those 3-day people. I'm like, if it's hurting for 3 days, I'm gonna go see. So this is day 2. And it doesn't feel like it's going to feel any better day 3. So I'm already in my head in the game to go. But these are what Prosperity Thick Girl 40 is talking about. So she makes cups and tumblers and all kind of custom wares. Here, let me move this. So, see, she made these special for me, LRGA Curves. And then look, she put me on here. Look, and my hair is up and everything, you guys. Aren't those perfect? And I really like the font, how it looks like Coca-Cola. Huh. See? Oh, can you see it? See how that looks like Coca-Cola font? Anyway, so that's those. Thanks again, Prosperity. So yeah, so I'll go ahead and review it. Did I say anything? Did I get everybody? Oh, and I think it is different that Marge said to Jennifer's face about the affair instead of going to everybody at that party and telling them about the affair. She went to Jennifer and told Jennifer to her face. So that's far different than last season's premiere episode when Teresa, with malicious intent and evilness and jealousy in her heart, because Evan is definitely her type of dude. And to her, Jackie doesn't deserve her, I guess. I don't know, that she wanted to try to destroy that. That she went around at that party and told everybody at that party that was for Evan that Evan was cheating on his wife, Jackie. That was that's comparing fans to cups. Okay. Totally different situation. Okay. Fans to cups. Totally different categories. There's nothing about these that go together unless you're by the pool. Okay. But as far as being of similarity, they are not. Marge handled it in a far better way to me than Teresa's backhanded, malicious. And then she's so not the sharpest knife in the drawer, you guys. I mean, yeah, she's laughing all the way to the bank and she has lots of money and stuff like that, but she just doesn't come off really just thoughtful and logical and pragmatic, which I totally am. She just comes off like real herding cats. Okay. She comes off like talking to wood. Okay. Like she comes off like, Yeah, she comes off real dull knife to me. I'm sorry, just my humble opinion. And her kids, oh my God, I saw the clip of how freaking Gia was talking to her Uncle Joe. I don't care if she is 21 and drinking alcohol, bitch. You need to calm down and sit the fuck down. Don't come over here talking to me like that in front of all these people, little girl. You need to just call your Uncle Joe with some bullshit like that. Come talking to me crazy in front of all these people. And then say, I'm an adult. You can talk to me like an adult. Well, bitch, you need to shut up. And we could talk about this someplace else. It's not in front of all these people if you really have something to say to your Uncle Joe. Adult. I'm sorry, was that too much? I get like that when kids get a little too hyphy and don't stay in their lane. Like I heard of trying to transition the kids into the show, but they didn't even let Vicky Gunvalson's daughter, no, she kind of did go against Brooks that time and got into it with Brooks. But yeah, I guess they do allow that, huh? Allow these kids that we've seen grow up on the show come back and kind of act like spoiled brats. That's how Gia was acting, like a spoiled brat. And Teresa sat there and egged it on. That's what I'm talking about. Dull knife shit, okay? The sharpest knife in the drawer is when somebody who's sharp and they're smart. The dullest knife in the drawer lets their little kid disrespect the man who held it down while your criminal husband had you put in jail and then is served jail time and then had to leave the country behind his criminal acts. And he continued to hold it down for you guys while that man was still out of the country and helped your family immensely. What about that? Just little respect for that. What about just this much respect for that? What about a quirk? That's the smallest. Me and my son were going over like the measures and stuff today. And as it turns out, a quirk is the smallest of something. How about a quirk, a respect for the man that stepped up when your criminal daddy made all those stupid ass decisions that killed his parents, let him tell it, and killed his mom, let your mom tell it. Teresa had said that before, that she really thought that that's what put her mom in the grave, was that whole experience. But Joe can't say it. That's what I'm talking about, people. There's a lot of censorship going on and whatever. Okay, let's see. Okay, yes, it's so cute. Oh, awesome. New Jersey was good. Yeah. Thanks, babes. No worries. What? It was true as well, right? I felt bad for Jennifer. She looked like Nanny McPhee. She did, didn't she? Oh, and she just finally got her body right. And now she got that nose. Leave well enough alone, people. I didn't think her nose was bad last time, but I guess you have well, maybe her nose looks great to her. If her nose looks great to her, then, oh, what a beautiful nose, Jennifer. But if she didn't want that particular outcome, then damn, Jennifer, did they mean to do that? Or has it not settled yet? I don't know, but it kind of really does. Woo, right? She said, Gia's been grown. Yeah, Gia has been being allowed to act grown for far too long. Like at my house, she would have had to been told to go over there and stay out of grown folks' business. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how some people try to protect their kids from too much adult information? Like they don't want them to know about the money problems. They don't want them to know about like little issues they might be having at work, you know, because you want to have the kids to be the room to be children. And I understand that these reality streets are so different, but you still get to let your kids be kids, meaning that you get to check them and let them know that that's above their pay grade. That's above your age range. You know what I mean? No, you don't get to sit in here in front of the camera and listen to me talk about your Uncle Joe like that. You don't get to do that because that's not a place for kids' ears, because it's going to leave an impression on you that's going to have you talking crazy to your Joe at a pool party in front of all these people, little girl. Oh, sorry. I went there again. I really can't stand it. She was being so disrespectful. It was crazy disrespect. And then for everybody to condone it and then like literally pat her on the back after like being that disrespectful to somebody who raised you, because your criminal daddy put you guys in a horrible situation. And I understand that these realities streets are so different, but you still get to let your kids be kids. You know what I mean? No, you don't get to sit in here in front of the camera and listen to me talk about your Uncle Joe like that. You don't get to do that because that's not a place for kids' ears, because it's going to leave an impression on you that's going to have you talking crazy to your Joe at a pool party in front of all these people, little girl. Oh, sorry. I went there again. I really can't stand it. She was being so disrespectful. It was crazy. And then for everybody to condone it and then like literally pat her on the back after like being that disrespectful to somebody who raised you, because your criminal daddy put you guys in a horrible situation. Wouldn't happen in my family. Susan Dawson says they are cute. Thank you. Yes, these glasses are adorably cute. And my husband's is over there. I just can't get over there now because of this knee. Okay, you guys. I really want to thank you for tuning in to Larger Curves today. This was 2 lives, Susan Dawson, back to back. I totally appreciate you, girl. You know what? I totally appreciate you because I still would hold lives even if nobody was up here, but seeing a number up there to the person doing the live is like being a DJ and having one person on the dance floor. At least you got something right while you're looking for the next tune. You know what I'm saying? Because you need more people on the dance floor if you a DJ. And I'm trying to get my dance floor full, full, full. So make sure you smash that like button and smash the subscribe button on your way out or on your way in over here on Larger Curves. Hit that bell so you can get notified next time you upload a video. And I will see you. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Prosperity. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Ablavi. Thank you, Jamal. Thank you, One Who Cares. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Elaine. Yes. Did I get everybody? I think so. Yes, yes. Thank you, everybody who tuned in today to Larger Curves and the recap. I thank you too. Leave a comment. What are your thoughts on all this? I know I have some totally different views, and I might say recap, and I might say review, but it's only going to be from my POV, my point of view. You know what I mean? Like the things in the episode that were particularly standout to me. I try to stay away from just the same commentary that we get on all the channels that is an exact just going over of what we witnessed. I try to just give like this little twist about why I honed in on that or how you know what I'm saying? So I hope you appreciate that because I appreciate you just taking a minute to come by here. And you know what? We're all energy. And I appreciate you. I hope you're hitting bells, smashing like buttons, sharing the video, leaving comments, and checking out the description so that you can get the link for this shirt as well as I was supposed to put something else in the links. I should have took a note. I'll have to go back and watch what I said. But I'm for sure going to leave a link for this in the description. Okay. So thanks again for tuning in to Larger Curves. Make sure you smash that like button, smash the subscribe button. And I'll see you guys, my beautiful curvies, my wonderful, beautiful curvy community that we are growing over here in these YouTube streets. I'll see you next time. I appreciate you. Thank you for spending this time with me. And I'll see you in the next video. All right.